Hi guys, Down83 back. Seems I've been gone a very long time, to be honest. It was a break I didn't expect to have, but it was just a case of I've had no time. Today's going to be pretty much a big pickups video. Just basically stuff I picked up from the booter and the two retro events I've recently attended. Obviously the first one's Revival, so I'm going to talk about Revival first. It's my local gaming event really, and I don't think it's as big as what it should be, but I think that's the way they like it. It's very much a laid back sort of event. I mean, everyone who was there on the Friday when I was helping set up at Walsall football ground stadium, the Bescot or the Banks's stadium, I'm not too sure what it's called anymore, they were really helpful. I mean, the staff there were bang on. Craig Turner, who runs it, really nice guy. I can't sing the praises of the staff of Revival any more than I can, and it's a great event. I mean, for what you pay in, the amount of arcade cabs, pinball machines and all the home computer systems and consoles there to play, it's a bargain. And to be one of the sellers there, it's great because it was worthwhile my doing, and you'll understand why I'm saying that in a moment, because I've been to one recently that wasn't. But no, Revival, great event. Got to see some people who I don't normally see. Obviously, Tutti UK came down with Bad Fuck Up Tim. I managed to get him on the guest list with his bit of cheek. He asked if I could get him in, but it weren't a problem. I mean, Craig said he'd have got him in anyway, but they just said they were with my table and they got in. Also saw Cojones Dolores, who bought that Sonic the Hedgehog money box off me that you probably saw in my last video that seems yonks ago. And he also got a Japanese PlayStation 2 game for me. I don't even know if I priced it up right. He seemed quite excited when he bought it off me, but it owed me very little, and I always pass the savings on if I can. And I didn't know much about it, to be fair, so Cojones, next time we do a video, mate, if you can tell me even what that game is, it would be greatly appreciated. I think there's a few other tubers with him. Cybersake7, he was buying some plushies, and I'm not too sure where he's from. I'm not sure if he's from around the West Midlands, I'm not sure, because I didn't get to speak to him much, but he was after a Princess Peach's plushie, and I told him I haven't got one, and I have got one. It's about, I don't know, I'm guessing it might be about 8-10 inches one. If you're interested, drop me a message in the comment if you watch my videos, or if Cojones could pass the message on if he's interested, I can put it to one side, because I'm thinking of trimming down my plushies because I need the space in the games room. Vintage Gamer was there, Nick, who owns the store locally to me in Collygate. I've mentioned it before. Always good to see him and have a bit of banter, to be fair. And my only two pickups were actually from his store. I'll show them now. That was Super R-Type on the Super Nintendo. I love R-Type, we've heard it mentioned many times before. I've featured videos on it. Love R-Type. Haven't actually got this edition. I think it was £15, which I think is a very fair enough price. And I also picked up Pac-Man for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which I've got one of. And he wanted £6 on that, he did 20 for the two. So yeah, I was there Saturday, Sunday. Great day. Didn't seem to drag at all, was busy. Always time to have plenty of banter. And the lad who owned the stall next to me, I know from the booths around here. In fact, I recommended him, I think, to sell there. So it was good we were next to each other. Had a bit of a crack, and now we're on about attending other events together. And while I was there, Tutti, when he come over, he bought some stuff he wanted to sell. I managed to shift a bit for him, which weren't a problem. It was more stuff for my store because my store started to get a bit empty at one point, to be fair. He said he was doing the South Yorkshire Video Game and Collectibles Fair, I think it was called, the following week, and he said it was only £20 a table. So I told Jace, the guy on the store next to me, and he said, well, I'll book us both a table and we'll go up. And it made sense because I didn't have to put any of my stuff away properly, you know, my stuff that I've got for selling. It didn't have to go away properly. It could live in the living room for a week to go back up. And me and Ant Harper had already planned, Ant Harper Retro Games Collector, if you watched his video already, you know where mine's going. We'd already planned to go up anyway to go and have a look round. And I'm not sure which I'd be more disappointed with doing, to be honest. Because we got up there, and I'd been apprehensive the night before, to be honest, that this could be a very slow event. And when I got up there, We got set up and everything. Actually, the venue was great. It was a massive college, massive car parking space, but there was no signs to say whether I was in the right place or not. Lack signing really, which was a bit of a disappointment, which I think was also part of the problem that came later in the day. Got in the hall. The hall was spacious, loads of space on your table for your £20. I mean, I was probably the smallest seller there. Me and maybe Jace, who was next to me. We're like just two independent sellers, really. You know, we don't do this for a living. This is our hobby that we're moving stuff on from. And basically, there were a lot of big sellers there. Not the massive ones. Console Passion wasn't there, but there was some who I'd seen at other events who have got some damn good stuff. And I'd also seen some items that if I sold enough stuff, I wanted to then go and buy. But unfortunately, hardly anyone showed up. I mean, I didn't make a loss there. That's the one thing I'm thankful of, because some people made a loss. I didn't. I managed to cover my petrol money and probably make a few quid on top. Jace next to me, he luckily sold it. He didn't sell a lot, but what he sold was high end, and I think Tootie was pretty much the same. And Tootie was there with James. I want to say Bubsy, but I might be getting that mixed up with the game. But those two were there having a stall, Retro Lizard or whatever they're called. But yeah, I think we got when the doors opened, there was probably maximum 10 people waiting to get in. The event hadn't been advertised, which was a shame, because you'd got good sellers there with good items, but not enough people to sell to. I mean, I think there was probably about 150, maybe just over, people come throughout the day. So you can imagine, you know, it wasn't worth my time really, which was a shame. I mean, I know everyone's got to start somewhere, but advertising in the day of social media and social networking, it can be free, you know what I mean? You got Ant Harper, who has just gone over 50,000 subscribers on his Twitter account. You let him know he's going there, he's going to advertise it. You know what I mean? You can reach out to the people who you've got going there, like Tootie UK and that, and it could have been made. It had the potential to be a very good event, and I just hope that the sellers who were there other than myself will return again, but it's going to be very difficult for them to do so. But as I say, it has the potential, and the people who run it aren't not nice people, if you know what I mean. It's just, I think they were a bit naive. We needed people. If I'd have had a busy room and I hadn't made no money, then it's down to the stuff I'm selling. But if I've not got the people to sell to, then it's not really my fault, sort of thing. So yeah, that's the two extremes of events really, where you got Revival, which, okay, it's been running years and they probably had to start somewhere too, but it's bang on. And then you've got the South Yorkshire Gaming Fair, and it needs a lot of improvement for the one for December, and to be honest, I need to see a bit of work being done to convince me to go back up there again. But I did pick up two things while I was there, because I had plenty of time to look around. Picked up Primal Rage loose on the Game Boy, and that's because I've had this box knocking around my room for ages. So now I've got a complete one, so that's cool. And the other game was a PC Engine game, which I've been looking for. Any of them really, but this one seems to be cool. And that's Fire Pro Wrestling 3 Legend Bout. I'm not too sure whether you can edit on this, but I've seen loads of YouTube videos where these have been edited, so they're the proper wrestlers from WWE and stuff like that back in the day. So I'll be enjoying loading that up and having a bit of a go on it. And I think oh no, I've got one big pickup that I got off my girlfriend's friend. He sold me a bundle which had a Super Nintendo with controller, all these games, and I think there was 3 other ones that I'd already got that I moved on, and I only paid 75 quid. In fact, they only wanted 50, and I felt bad paying that little, so I offered 75. And I'll just go through the games. We've got Return of the Jedi, which is one of the badliest coloured carts I've ever seen, but as you know, I want to do this retro writing at some point. Animaniacs. Super Mario All-Stars, which surprisingly I didn't have. I used to have it originally when I used to have my SNES back in the day, but I ain't got it, and now I've got a nice copy. Donkey Kong Country 2. It's also actually come with Donkey Kong Country 1, but I've got a box copy, so I'll move that on to my friend Liam. The Page Master. So I'm just grabbing the next pile. Timon and Pumbaa. Donkey Kong Country 3, come with 2 copies of this as well, because apparently they used to have 2 SNESes and he's trying to sort the other one out for me. I mean, the SNES is in really nice condition, not yellow, nothing like that, so it'll be easy to move on. Out to Lunch, I actually thought this was a Japanese game, it's not. And the reason I thought it was because it actually comes with a converter so you can play NTSC carts. And my final little pile is The Empire Strikes Back. Obviously, Nick was a very big Star Wars fan. Push Out, which I believe I've sold the Amiga version of this in the Revival, and I'm sure it's something to do with the Quavers crisps, because it had their mascot on it. Alien 3. Desert Fighter. And the final one is an American cart, and it's Star Wars. So I picked all them up for 17, and I'm pretty sure it had Super Mario Land as well, which I've already got, and Tiny Toons Buster Busts Out. And I'll move swiftly on to my other pickups, because these are all from the booter. I think most of the... oh, they're not all from the booter. There's a couple from charity shops, which I'll say when I show. This one, Mortal Kombat for the Mega Drive. I've not got it. It was a £5. It was a bit more than I wanted to pay. But when the guy on the store told me he was holding it back from one of the usual vultures, and they are the worst type. They like rip people's bin bags open and stuff they've got packed and dive in the boots. He said, I'm meant to be holding it back for them. I thought, you're not. I'm buying it now, just to annoy him. And I'll admit I did that, but I needed it anyway. People were losing their mind because this man pulled out a bag with NES carts, empty SNES boxes, and N64 cards, and he ain't got nothing major really. I mean, he was asking eBay price for it. I think my mate Jace, who had the store at Revival, was there. He offered him 50 quid for the bag without even a proper look through, which I think he was thankful in the end that the bloke didn't accept it. But I did pick up the one game, and it is in really nice condition, and it's Track and Field 2 on the NES. I paid £7. I think that's pretty much eBay price, but it's nice condition. I always think, you know, if you can touch, you can feel it. I looked inside, it looks clean, so £7 for that. And I also, for £3, picked up this box. It's got the inlay and the manual in for Pilot Wings. I've not got the game. It cost me £3. I'll pick up the game, and then I've only got like 5 box SNES games, because I'm not that bothered about the boxes with these, because, you know, a lot of people threw them away. I didn't when I was a kid. I remember I had one of them like universal shelves you could put a Mega Drive or a SNES on, and I used to keep all my games in it, but then they all got sold. At the same booth, I picked up 3 Sega Saturn games. I think I paid £8 for the 3. The other 2 I got, I think that was Jonah Lomu Rugby, and it was Daytona USA, and they were in nice condition. I mean, as you can see when I show you, this one is the one that I kept, Black Dawn. As Saturn cases go, they're in nice condition. The card's not peeled off, you know, they're not rattling around, they're in nice condition, and they're complete with manuals, and I paid £8 for the 3. I picked this up from the booter to go with my Max Payne statue I picked up recently. It's a sealed copy of Max Payne 3. Paid £2.50. She got another couple, to be fair, and I was wondering whether I should have picked them up, but it was too late by the time I went round again. I'm going to go through my PlayStation 2 titles. I've picked up one game, the first one I'm going to show you I've been absolutely after for ages, and they cost me £1 each, most of them, either from the boot sale or from the charity shop. This first one's definitely from the charity shop, because my missus picked it up. Jaws Unleashed. Really wanted this game for ages. I never thought I'd see it knocking around for £1, and picked it up. This also from the charity shop, Fireblade. Now this little one's got a story, because about 2 months ago I saw this guy at the car boot sale selling PlayStation 2 games, and he wanted, I think it was £7 or £8 for this game, and I wasn't paying that. And now I've asked him, and he said all my games are £1 each, so I bought it, and that's Knight Rider. I wasn't paying £8 for that. I'll pay £1 for it. For some reason I picked this game up. I don't know if it's worth anything or if it's rare. It probably isn't. Something was in my mind, said pick it up, and it was Avatar: The Legend of Aang. I paid £1 for that from the booter. Big Mother Truckers 2. Again, I got the first one, I ain't got the second one, so I just picked that up from the booter. Samurai Warriors, me and Liam both picked a copy of this up from the booter for £1. And these other two are also from the boot, £1 each. Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, and Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude or something like that. We all know what Leisure Suit Larry's about. And that's all my main gaming pickups. I did pick up this plushie Charizard for £1 because I sold a load of these at Revival. I decided to move them all on, and I haven't got any now. So this Charizard, he was £1. I picked him up. It's in nice condition. And the other thing, Tootie's going to laugh when he sees this, because I was on about, I'd been looking for one of these when I saw him at the South Yorkshire show the weekend. I said, oh, I've been looking at one of these at the boots for ages. And there's a magic set that's out at the moment that box is similar art style to this, and I keep thinking it's that. And then I've only gone and found one at the boot sale the weekend. Kong Man. It's complete except for the little stand where the Kong Man card goes on's missing, which is a shame. But it cost me £2 and it's even got the ball bearing still. So, you know, that's a cool item. In fact, I think Games You Love shared a picture today of it saying, do you remember this? And I was like, yeah, I've just bought it. So that's all my pickups. I know a lot of you don't like the pickups, but I've done that many. I mean, there's more than this. I've got Crash Bandicoot on in the background. I've picked up 3 copies of that in the last 2 weeks, all for £1 each. No, I tell a lie, 2 for £1 each, and one was in a bundle that I bought off a friend, and that one was the double case one. And I've been after Crash Bandicoot for ages, and I ain't come across it, and now I've come across it 3 times in like as many weeks, so that was cool. I've seen some stuff still packed away from Revival, so I can't find everything. Hopefully the games room will be in a condition where I can do a tour soon as well. I've not highlighted my hair either. It's either one of 2 things, either a sign of it's going to go grey or the sun's gone to it, so don't get thinking I've been doing the Ant Harper and I've been retro brighten and using the leftover stuff to highlight my hair. Well, don't do that. So yeah, I mean, I've been away for ages. I've not even got a gaming t-shirt on. It's that hot. I'm just wearing a vest. Tutu's rocking the vest in one of his recent things, so I think I can. But other than that, I hopefully won't be away for so long. I am going to try and get around to doing some more gameplay things. It's just life's been hectic as it is. As I say, we're doing these marks that. I may be trying to attend Collectabilia. It's up in Leeds. That might be the next venture I'm hoping on Ant, because we may be going up together. So once Ant decides what he's doing, we'll sort that out. So if you're going to be there, that'll be great. I want to say congratulations on Gruss. Is it 600 subs he's just passed? I think he's something like 600, or is it 800? Or whatever you've passed, well done. And I've got that Knuckles comic. I've put it to one side for you, but I don't want to post it because I don't trust the post not to damage it. So next time we meet at a fair, I will have it on me. As I say, it was great to meet all the guys, Tootie. We got to have more of a chat on at the South Yorkshire one. Unfortunately, there was no beer for sale there. Although he did get me a beer at Walsall, so that was fair play. Because the price of the beer there was a bit of a joke. He might as well have just paid in, to be fair. But that was the one downside with they were charging football prices. But if you ever get the chance to attend any of these events, Revival is the one to attend. It is a good day out. You can spend the whole day there with all the stuff there is to play, so please attend it. And hopefully I'll be selling there again, so pop over, say hello, have a chat. I'm always up for having a bit of a crack like. And that's everything really. I've talked about the events, showed you what I've picked up, showed my face again for a change. So thanks for watching. Always like, comment and subscribe. I'll try and get back to you. I know I've been rubbish at getting back to comments recently. It is purely because life has been chaotic. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for now. Ta-ra.